We are live. Welcome to All Access Magic. My name is Ryan Edwards. This guy over here is
Yes,
nice.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. We have a great episode we're really excited for. We have another episode of Behind the Gimmicks as part of this All Access Magic journey. So we're going to be talking about some really latest and greatest products in Magic. And we also have a really exciting guest that's going to be joining us very soon. You guys probably already can see from the title, it's going to be an incredible sleight of hand artist from Japan, Takumi Takahashi. We can't wait to see it. So he'll be here soon.
Absolute beast.
Yes, we've already got Garvin in the chat. Game on. I believe Garvin's one of our early Patreon supporters.
He is one of our patrons. So thank you, Garvin. Tonight is going to be insane. I'm just hoping that he's able to show us something tonight, because if you haven't seen him, he is an absolute beast. Just insane stuff he does.
He is absolutely insane at everything that he does. Is just polished perfection. And the thing is that I was blown away when I met him in person how small his hands are. He has microscopic baby hands that are capable of monstrous things.
The stuff he's doing is stupefying. I'm going to use that word. That's stupefying. That's the word of the night. I am stupefied.
Like a Harry Potter spell, stupefied.
Should we just go right into it?
I think let's dive in on what we've got right now going on allaccessmagic.com. What is going on the site right now? And you guys can see we've got Takumi obviously is the guest this week, but on the shop we're featuring a few things, and one of those things we're going to be reviewing this week. Is that what you were getting at, Ryan?
I think so. I think that's the best segue to the next section. But look at that.
Check out the shop on allaccessmagic.com. You'll see that we have an additional product that's been added this week, and it is Cognito. Cognito is available from Murphy's. It's actually an app. It's a magic app that you would normally purchase from your favorite magic store, your favorite retailer, or specifically this week, it's 10% off on allaccessmagic.com. So if you purchase from All Access Magic, then you're getting it 10% off this week. You also get to hear our review for it, and then you can download it from the App Store, whether you're an iOS or Android user.
Yeah, this is an app that, came out maybe about a month ago, and made a huge splash in the Magic community. They did it really smart with saying that they were looking for beta testers for 1 week, and they only needed 6. And so you needed to join the Facebook group to do it and stuff. And it was really great marketing that way and stuff. They really pushed the secrecy of it and stuff like that. The reviews that were coming in were absolutely insane. So
the reviews are insane for this product. And we were like, does it actually live up to the hype? Because this might be, it went from being an underground thing that had only a couple people that knew about it, and then became one of the most hyped products in Magic out of the blue.
I would say this year, potentially the most hyped product to come on the market. I can't think of another one off the top of my head that got more buzz. People going, what does it do? What is this thing?
Exactly.
And so we're going to review it today. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We've both been using it for a little bit. So there's probably still things that we don't know 100%, but
there's also been new features that have recently come out on the app, which is so cool about the fact that with app Magic and anything that's technologically based in Magic is the fact that you're not just getting one product that's just going to degrade over time. This is literally improving and constantly adding features over time, which is so exciting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is since we've got it, or since I got it early on, it's changed so many times. There's been new additions to it and stuff like that. And so because of that, I haven't updated my skill set on it, but I feel like for a general basis, I can definitely give a pretty decent review on it. So
it's just it's definitely for me. And also I want to give full disclosure because I want to let everybody know who's watching when it comes to my review. I'm going to give a little bit more of my thoughts on Cognito next week. I've done it quite a few times and I've practiced it a lot. There isn't necessarily much to practice. I've gone through all of the tutorial and tried it for people and things. But I've been sick the past few days. My mom got COVID, and so then we decided to all quarantine. My dad, myself, and my mom, because we were all together for Thanksgiving. I decided to quarantine with them, and now since I've gotten sick, so I think it's 99% sure that I've got COVID. Yeah.
But you're triple vaxxed, so hopefully.
I know I'm triple vaxxed, and so hopefully I'm just like got this superpower ability.
That's it. Yeah. If you do have COVID and you make it through this, you're like quadruple vaxxed and should never have any issues ever again in your life with anything.
Exactly. Yeah. I hope that this is just like my 4th booster shot.
That's it. Well, do you want to start the segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's start it. Let's kill it before our guest comes on, because he's going to be here very soon, folks.
Exactly. So let us get into Behind the Gimmick. I was wondering how long that was going to go.
I wasn't sure either. I was like, how long is this song?
We are known, as Pig Cake put it, for our hilariously uncomfortably long.
Don't worry.
Series.
For all the viewers out there, I will be creating a new theme song for Behind the Gimmick. How's that?
That work on a new theme song for Behind the Gimmick.
That started off a little slower than I remember, for some reason. So maybe
it started off slow and then it kept going.
Yeah,
so that was
going.
That was fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a new thing. This next week is pretty insane for me with shows. I've got like 4 or 5 shows every day. So in 2 weeks, then we're at Christmas.
Well, I mean, you made all the other songs. Maybe it's my turn to step up to the plate.
Maybe you got a keyboard and a guitar behind you, 3 guitars behind you. So step it up, man.
I am equipped to actually make a song. Yet have not done any of the songs. Instead, we've got lasagna and stuff.
That's it.
But the lasagna song is iconic. Like, I don't know if there's anything that I would want to change about that, except for adding more genres.
Yeah, we just got to add more to it. It's going to be like a 25-minute song. Available on Shopify or Spotify. Spotify soon.
Spotify soon. Yes. So we have
let's get into
Magneto. Yes. And as you've seen from the main image, we're not giving anything away by showing the
I think we can show
home
this
screen when you open up Cognito. But then once you click perform, then a whole world of possibilities opens.
Let's do this. Cognito, there it is right there on the screen. So that's the home screen when you have the app. And again, you'll be able to get the app from us at allaccessmagic.com for 10% off for the next few days. So make sure to do that. But let's get back into this. So I was hyped when I got Cognito. I was like, okay, what is the hype all about? And I kind of guessed what the app was going to be before I got it. Because a friend had got it and called me and said, what do you think it is? And I said, one of the most popular tricks, I think, with mentalists, at least in the last 10 years, has been like the lotto number, like scratch ticket guess. And they said it's pretty much exactly what it is. That was just the first segment of Cognito, though, when they were doing like their very first thing. Now it does like 10 different things.
Now, and they just added the any card, any number feature. Now, speaking of the any card, any number feature, I don't want to cut you off, though.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that from everything that I've seen of the any card, any number feature, not reflective of the app as a whole, but anybody who's familiar with any of the things that I've put out in Magic know that my biggest thing is I love stripping down procedure. I hate procedure in Magic. I feel like long, drawn-out procedures are a lot of wasted time and can also diminish the strength of the final effect. In every performance I've seen of the any card, any number that's on Cognito, it's gotten crazy reactions from all the people that I've seen do it. It's very compelling because people have no idea how you could possibly know what they're merely thinking of. They don't write it down somewhere. They don't pick it. It's literally just in their head. So I think that's an added benefit. But in order to have that added benefit of people just thinking of the card and never writing it down, never telling it to anyone, never picking it, that ends up adding like 5 more steps to an any card, any number. And I don't know if personally that trade-off is worth it. At the same time, the difficulty level that's listed for this trick is beginner, and like the any card, any numbers that I would perform would take like a really long time to practice in order to.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is the any card at any number that Blaze is doing, the stuff that he's released on it, to me, is like next level difficult. You know, and I tell him all the time, like, dude, you're the only one on the earth that can do this. Maybe our guest tonight could do it, but other than that, you guys
can do it. He's done it for me in person. He can.
So like, there's
I showed him and he picked it up in like 15 minutes. It was great.
There's the 2 of you, and that's it. But what I like is, yes, it is super easy. But I'm a mentalist that I'm the same way. I like to strip out all procedure. I always think if you can read someone's mind, you should be able to do it like that. You should be able to ask them to think about something and then almost ask 0 questions. You should just be able to read their mind. So when I'm performing, I'm always trying to make it look as clean as possible in that situation. And so, yeah, I would say with the any card at any number, there is a lot of procedure. Now, depending on how you're performing it and your style and stuff, that may come off no problem. But and I would say even with the other performances on the app, I did it on a magician a couple of days ago and freaked him out. He was like, I have no idea how you did that. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of different options of ways you can perform it. And so I don't know, can I say that there's like different options for that first part?
I mean, I'm looking at what they've put in the description just to see, like, you know, and I mean, I think that what you're going to say is probably pretty cool.
So I mean, it's pretty knowledgeable that there's the chaos one, right? That's the chaos reveal, but there's a chaos peak that is really great. I actually really like it. And so did it for a magician who's well rounded in magic, had not seen the app yet. And I did it for him and he was floored. He had no idea how I did it. Because again, he didn't say anything. He answered a couple of questions, yes or no. And that was it. But he never thought, like, other than thinking about his card, there was nothing else said. So that was the most powerful reaction that I've got using the app. You know, and so I think the more I play with it, potentially the better I'm going to get with it. But I think that there's some interesting things. Today I was playing with the horoscope stuff. And so that's something that you need to memorize a little bit. So you actually
like the memorization,
there's a touch of memorization, but
I'm sure that you could also make a crib or something if you did
easily. You could easily make a crib. And I'm sure with propless mentalists, there's lots of those out there. So if you know any of those, you're probably good. But to do a horoscope prediction, I thought that they kind of did it backwards in the app on how you get to it. But I mean, the end outcome of getting it without them saying a word on that one, because that one they say nothing, right? They do everything on your phone or and it's
you're talking about for the horoscope. Did you try that for tonight, you said?
And I thought it was great. I think it worked really well.
No, but this is an inside question. Did you have the switch turned on or off in that setting?
Off. I have it set off.
Off. So it's when it's not there. And it worked.
So, but
did you get a big reaction?
It get a good reaction, but again, like I said, I was lucky. Because I have some stuff memorized, and I didn't memorize everything, so I kind of got a little bit lucky there. But that's the only thing with that one is that you do have to do a little bit of memorization with the horoscopes. With the rest of it, though, it's pretty much no memorization. Grab it and go.
And that video that I sent you, Ryan, a little, like maybe a week and a half ago, of me at that bowling alley performing with a big group of people and getting that huge reaction from that girl, that was me giving up on Cognito and doing a different trick for her because I had gone through this whole long procedure, her thinking of a horoscope and her reading some in her head. And then we finally get to the end, and it was very obvious for me that I was not right about
Yeah,
the
you were wrong.
horoscope she was thinking of. So then instead of pushing it, I just immediately just kind of pivoted and went into another thing, like,
That's
and
awesome.
was able to save it. And then that's where that video started, that I sent you. It was like a great performance, great reaction, great crowd. But the issue is, because of the environment, where it was a loud environment, it was something where there were a lot of people. Also, just the fact that, like, this girl was there with her friends. So if one of her friends decided to talk to her at any point during that routine, it would destroy the whole thing. And that was what happened. There was one moment where she asked me one question, and because she asked me a question and paused for a little bit, that threw off that reveal. So I'd say that even though this is marketed as a beginner thing, some of the effects, like the peakless peak, are really, really strong. And also take more practice and are not as much for beginner performers, because you really have to understand your audience management. And that was something that I kind of learned very quickly, was like, oh, I need to be much more vigilant about the instructions that I give her, because if I allow her any time to have any questions or anything, then it's not going to work. And that was just that one reveal.
I would say that with everything, with all of the parts of the app. So because I've done it before, when I first got the app and I was trying things out, I did the chaos reveal and got to the end, and I asked the person, what's the name of your card? And the chaos reveal was wrong. And the issue is that the spectator didn't see the card in in the photo. And so, like I said, there's so many great things on the app. You just have to make sure that your spectator control is really, really good. Like I said, the chaos control or the chaos reveal, that's why I said that is more like a lottery ticket thing from back in the day. But now they've added so many more features to the app that I think it will become an app that I'll use to freak people out. Like I said, I freaked out a magician the other day, so that was fantastic. So doing that
we had a question from Mike as well. He was just wondering. We're talking about Cognito by Lloyd Barnes and Owen. What's his last name?
Cognito.
Cognito by Owen Cognito. It's by Owen.
By
Owen Garfield. Okay, I thought it was Owen Garfield. Developed by Joshua Riley. So and
Josh has released some other apps. I think he did Did he do Insta Prime, which is a new app as well, all about Amazon and stuff. So, I mean, he's doing some really great apps right now. I have Insta Prime. I've used it. It's great. And then he, had to step away from that for a little bit to work on Cognito for a while. But I think all in all, I think they've done a great job. I think as a performer, you just have to have great audience control, or make sure that you are very clear with your instructions, because there are ways that you could mess this up. But if they run through everything great, then I think it is a really great reveal. And
now I'd say that the only one thing with the chaos reveal, I personally much prefer the more mentalism route, the peak version,
100%.
way more, because I personally feel that the chaos reveal, which is the first trick that you'll learn if you get it, I feel like that one, the reveal at the end, takes place on the app. It is a visual reveal. I mean, people don't know that you have an app. It doesn't feel like it's on an app, but the reveal does take place on a photo in your Photos app. And the thing is that then it feels like the magic is taking place here rather than here. So I much prefer doing the mentalism reveal that, rather than being like, oh, this spells out your card that you're thinking of, and then they're like, oh, the phone figured it out somehow, and it's like, the phone did figure it out somehow.
No, exactly. And when I freaked out the magician the other day, that's what I use. I use the peak because I think it's really, really great. It goes unseen. It's pretty much invisible. So I would say that is by far the best feature in the app that I've played with so far. I mean, there is other things, and we will do further reviews as they keep adding things. But I seen Magic. He said, I feel like Cognito is great, but it has potential to do so much more if it was just a little bit more user friendly. Yeah, I think it's pretty user friendly in terms of how they've set things up, but you really need to watch the tutorial to make sure you know what you're doing and what you're clicking on and stuff, because there's so many different options for different tricks that maybe it would be better if it was like a grid to go, okay, here's this trick, here's this trick, here's this trick. That's probably the only thing I would change.
There were certain things that were explained better in the tutorial video and certain things that were explained better in the instructional, to be honest. Like, it was kind of, back and forth trade off. But I think overall, what I love about this app is that there are so many effects, so many possibilities, because if you compare it to a lot of other Magic apps, you're a lot more limited in the functionality. And that's also why this one is kind of at like a medium to high price point for apps. I'd say that there are definitely a lot of cheaper Magic apps. Speaking of which, we were also planning to talk today about another Magic app that's actually free, as long as you have the physical product with it. So
I can bring it up on my screen as well.
So actually, we might as well leave it up the whole time while we're talking about it. That way, with Cognito, people know we're talking about Cognito. With this, people know we're talking about echolocation.
So wait, let's do this. Let's review, or let's give a grade to
on
Cognito. So let me bring this up on the screen here so they can see it. So for Cognito, there we go. What do you rate it out of 10? We'll keep it easy this week. Out of 10, what's your rating?
Out of 10, I'd say I would give it. It's tough. It's tough because there's so much. Because I have different ratings for the different effects.
Yeah.
Like if I rate one effect I would give a 6 out of 10. Another effect I would give like an 8 or a 9. Like it's really a trade-off. So I would say that because of the possibilities and the functionality, even though I don't like the procedure of a good amount of the effects, some of the procedures feel really long to me. And because of that, I'd give it overall like a 7.5 or an 8.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty great. I've done a ton of app magic. If you, I said to Blaze, we're actually going to start reviewing a bunch of different apps and kind of go head to head with different apps to see which ones are the best. So Cognito is a pretty solid app, I think. I think as they continue to add more things to it, it may get even better. I'm basing my score just on the chaos and the peak, because I think that's what the app came out as originally. So I think in that aspect, I would give it an 8 out of 10. For the other stuff, like I said, that takes a little bit more memorization and stuff. So I'm going to drop that down to a 7.5 overall. So I'm going to say 7.75. That's my final score.
7.75. I agree. 7.75 overall. I think that's good. Yeah, 7.75. Solid score. Solid score. But I think that we have valid reasons to not give it an 8. And next week, hopefully, if I'm better next week and I get a negative COVID test this weekend, then I can actually perform this for more.
Yeah, we'll show you some videos.
If not, I'm gonna hop on Omegle and stuff and do the versions of this that I can do virtually, like the chaos and things. I'll do those effects virtually and see how the reactions are, and then I might revise, some of my thoughts. But right now, I'm thinking, 7.75 is a very fair score for this app. It has some issues, but at the same time, overall, the amount of functionality makes it really worth it. And the effects are strong, effects are strong. You will get good reactions for it.
We have Takumi here yet?
Not yet. So I just sent him another message to ping him, but that's perfect because we can get into echolocation.
Beauty. So another app that we wanted to talk about is absolutely free. He says, do I need a mask to watch you guys? Just to watch Blaze's side. So if you cover
just to watch my side,
I'm totally good. You will not.
Aramel says he gives everything a 6.9. And I see that we are currently being joined by Takumi down here. So Takumi can hear us. You guys just can't hear him just yet. But he'll be here in about 1 minute. I'm gonna bring him in. But we do want to talk about echolocation really quickly. We'll do a really quick review on echolocation. So the reason I grabbed my AirPods is because that's what this is, kind of related to. You need a pair for this tour.
And not just any AirPods. You need the AirPod Pros.
Which is the only reason I bought these, so that I could write them off as a magic trick, is because of Jeff Price. So if you're interested in writing off a pair of AirPods Pros as part of your show, and then get echolocation, the free app.
Yeah, that's a great thing. It's free, but you got to spend $300 or $200 buying AirPods.
Yeah.
So I've been using this app for a while. Since Jeff released it, I was like, okay, got to try this out. And I have floored people. I've floored. So my wife, she knows how Witch Hand works. Thanks to one of my magician friends who came over and was chatting with me. My wife has no idea how anything in magic works other than Witch Hand. Because, like I said, someone came over to my house and was chatting with me about a new product, a new Witch Hand that they got, and totally spilled the beans. And she was sitting there and I'm like, no, stop.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But I did this for her and absolutely fried her because she thought she knew how it was working and then had zero idea once I started. So if this works consistently, this is one of the greatest apps.
Yeah, this is absolutely one of the best apps if it works consistently, because you are able to do Witch Hand from any distance.
Yeah, it's like up to 60 feet away or something like that. It's crazy. However, there are some glitches. I found some. I've messaged Jeff. He's looking into a couple of the things that I've had go wrong. But I've tried to actually use this. I've done some stage shows recently and decided I was going to try doing this instead of my regular Witch Hand. And I have had it fail a couple times.
Yeah.
So
and I've also had it go perfect every time, and then I've had it fail a couple times in a row, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like, it's really strange. It's definitely like it's more rare that it fails. Like it works the majority of the time, but then at the same time, it's like, I don't know. If I were to, how many times out of 10 would you say that you've had a glitch with it?
Well, it sucks if it glitches on stage. I've got an out for if it does glitch, but saying that, you don't want it to glitch at all. And I've had it glitch twice while on stage. Now, I did figure out one issue. So when you go into the app, it goes black. Your screen goes completely black. There's a couple different ways to use the app, and we can talk about it because it's free. So you can use it this way and it will vibrate in your pocket as an AirPod moves. Just one. So you have one in your holder and one out of your holder. And so your phone will vibrate. So I keep it on this, obviously, because I don't want to be looking at my phone to tell. But accidentally in my pocket, it's closed. And if it does that, like that, goes to your home screen, it stops working. So you have to have your phone open. It will not do it otherwise.
And so that also goes into like just the settings that Jeff tells you to change, because really this app is just taking advantage of things that your AirPods and your iPhone already were capable of doing, but actually making them magic. And it tweaks a ton of your settings to make it work. There's a few more that you should change to make sure that your phone doesn't ever fall asleep, and also ways that you should put your phone in your pocket with the screen out is what I would recommend. You put it in this way with the screen out. The app is open, and that's a way that you can prevent it getting touched or anything changing during the performance. But yeah, you're totally right.
Magic said is it iPhone?
iPhone only. Yeah. And Takumi is here. I don't want to hold him up anymore because
let's bring him in.
So I think if we were to give a quick rating, I'd say that I love the effect, but because it has less effect like functionality than Cognito, and because it's glitchier than Cognito, I would say that I'd give this one like a 7.5 or a 7. But I love the effect so much that like it's weird because I would perform echolocation way more than I would perform Cognito. Like,
fair enough. I don't. So because you have to have AirPod Pros, and because it has glitched on me a couple times, I'm going to give it a 6.5. I really want this to be a 10 because I think that it could be a 10. I just have to go back and
it's so close. Yeah.
I'm going back and practicing and trying this every week just to figure out why it was glitching.
Yeah, actually, I think 6.5 is probably a more fair rating than
if it didn't glitch. This is a 10.
If it didn't glitch, it would be so much better.
This is the best Witch Hand principle out there. If it doesn't glitch. So.
Yeah, especially because remember, everyone, you're not presenting it as an AirPod, by the way. You have the AirPod, you have the AirPod concealed when you do this. People are holding a piece of paper or a dollar bill or piece of candy, whatever you want, but it's not an AirPod, so people don't think tech. And I think we should probably bring in our guest.
And it's time. Are you guys ready for this?
Are you guys ready for the man, the myth,
the legend,
Takumi, the man?
Oh yeah, I almost said his last name. The man,
the myth,
the legend,
Takahashi.
Hey there.
Hello.
We caught him just playing incognito. That's what he.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Good. Thank you for joining us, Takumi.
Thank you for inviting me. Yes.
Really appreciate you coming on. Yes, we were just talking about a couple apps that we were reviewing.
Yeah. I actually bought it.
You actually bought it?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I said he was playing with it while he was waiting.
Yeah. Which one were you playing with?
Oh, actually, I haven't really used it. I just bought it. And,
you just got it?
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun.
Do you use any apps when you perform magic? Because I know that you always use sleight of hand usually, but I'm curious if you ever just have your phone on you and you do any app magic.
Very rarely, but yeah, sometimes. But let's see. I'm really late, so I usually just perform city prediction or something.
Oh, city prediction.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's going old school. That's great.
City prediction's still really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how have things been with you, Takumi? It's been a while since I've seen you, and you're still in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Is the bar that you were performing at still open? Because I know you were talking about if it was going to keep going during COVID and everything.
Yeah. Well, it's going pretty well right now. It's much better than last year. People are coming back. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so have you just been working on sleight of hand, and is there anything new that you've been like developing, practicing?
Well, that's the thing. I'm performing like I'm super busy, crazy busy. Like I'm performing almost every day. So I don't really have the time to, create or like work on something new. Yeah, that's pity.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, to balance that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And these are all live in-person performances, right?
Yes. So, well, since I started to perform, in front of the audiences, I kind of realized how silly I was to just, work on impractical moves.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
That was amazing. That's a mic drop moment right there.
Yeah.
One of the best sleight of hand artists in the world saying, I feel like I was wasting my time a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. So
he only spent 10 years learning this one move that was incredibly difficult to then say that was a waste of time.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. And that's so funny because right before you said that, we had someone named Ever So Slight ask a question about, is there a good side steal you recommend? Are you able to show? And then you just went, I was spending so much time practicing sleight of hand.
Well, I still use the side steal and so on, but there's too many, too difficult techniques to perform in front of the audiences. So yeah, I don't know. But I still perform Snapdeal and lots of those things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so I used to play a game with Pete McKinnon. We used to go downtown Toronto and we'd bring all of these other magicians with us, and you had to perform street magic for anyone that we picked. So the group would pick like, hey, go perform for those guys or those ladies over there and stuff. And that was the thing, is we had some guys that came out that are really known for sleight of hand and really, great, very proficient sleight of hand artists. And in the moment, they always went to like, I'm going to do ambitious card or something like that, or something easier. Because like you said, you take so much time learning this thing, but a lot of time it's impractical to do in front of a live audience because it is so knacky. And if you don't perform it perfect, then you may have just given how the whole trick is done, or you flash something, and and that ruins it almost, even though it's so great what you're doing. So
Or
because
even angles.
I think magicians appreciate it more, right?
Mm.
Because we see you do something and we go, wow. Even if we saw a flash, we're like, that to do that is still so incredibly difficult. Where an audience member may just go, I saw something, and then they just go, it's easy, I saw it, right? And it's like, no, that was incredibly difficult what he was doing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though I do lots of difficult sleight of hand, basically.
Oh, we're getting a demo. I love it.
No, I don't do anything interesting.
No, I don't have anything. Bang, deck of cards. It's like
no. It's so basically okay, right. I just let the spectator pick 4 cards or something, and only this, they get wow,
They're just like, whoa.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So where did my 15 years go?
Yeah.
I'm doing that. Now, I remember the last time I talked to you, we were talking about the snap deal into the coins and did they make you do that on Asia's Got Talent and you didn't want to or something?
So that's the thing. It's super difficult. I never ever want to perform it again. And so I was forced to perform that in a TV show in China. It was kind of a competition for magicians, and I fortunately succeeded doing it. But on Asia's Got Talent, well, I didn't even suggest that I have that kind of trick to them because they will surely want it, and so I wasn't really. I don't know. I don't really have many acts like Shin, in America's Got Talent and so on. So, and I thought that I will completely, I don't really go forward. Like I don't go to the next stage. I thought. So I just performed everything I had, and suddenly they contacted me like, "You're through. You go to semifinal." And I was like, "Shit." No, I don't even want to do this, and this.
I think that's the problem with a show like AGT or any of the talent shows is like if we look back, I remember I think it was Mark Spellman did a routine where he had like his daughter involved in it and stuff, and they like recorded it over a year, and it was so great and so emotional, but he threw everything he had at that one routine. And then obviously they're like, yeah, we're giving you the golden buzzer, you're going through. And then it's like, oh shit, what do I do next week? Right. It's like, I just did everything that I can do. That's, this was so much better than everything else because it was an emotional piece that had the hook with the audience that I said, oh no, man, like now he's in trouble. And then, a year or two later, he came back as like X, like that, the magician with the mask on and stuff. Because he knew he couldn't make it back on the show again as himself. So I like that you said you just threw everything you had out on the first one. You're like, just do everything. It'll be so good. So
and what happened when you found out that you made it through? Did you end up doing an act for the next round, or did you decide not to do it? What happened?
Yeah, I went to perform for the semifinal, but when I had this like long line, I made it up, and I tried to perform something great, but actually on the day of recording, I suddenly got super high fever, and I was super unwell during my performance. And I don't even remember what I was doing there. I was speaking, so but it was a nice experience anyway. So.
I really would love to see that footage of delusional Takumi, just like it's sick, like just trying to do something.
Yeah,
it's like just snap. He's like, boom, cards are disappearing. He doesn't know what's going on. He's looking down, going, where did it go?
And Takumi's freaking himself out.
Yeah. What? That would be hilarious, actually. You should just do a video of that, just like freaking out over vanishing cards.
I just love to see Takumi freaking out of his own.
Now, is it? I can barely see it. Is it Georgie? Asked what cards you had there. They said it was the first time they're seeing them.
Oh yeah. What type of cards do you have? That deck?
Oh, no, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is.
Oh, that's your deck, right? The Osman.
Yeah, Osman. Yeah. Well,
Nice.
from the bar I'm working at. Yes.
Sick.
Yes.
So when you're at the bar, how long is your set? And then how many shows in a night are you performing?
I usually perform 2 stages and at night and 2 shows. And I perform for like 20 minutes and
Nice.
together with other magicians. So who
Okay.
has stage show, parlor show, and so on.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And how is that change been going from, because you were saying for a while, did you just practice sleight of hand but didn't really perform it a lot? And then now recently you're doing a lot, but you're performing every single night. You're a full-time performer. Like, what was that change like? Transition? How long when did you start really performing a lot?
So I started to perform in like, what was it, 2019 or something, maybe 3 years ago or something.
That's still pretty recent. Wow.
Yeah. And since then, I'm working almost every day, performing same routine all the time for my show. I'm super tired of it. I just want to. I want to, try new things and go to mental trick or those.
I think that's the biggest thing. I try to explain to people. I had a residency for a couple of years, and it's doing the same show every single week. The exact same thing. And I told people eventually, every magician goes, that's what I want. It's going to be amazing. And financially it's great because you have a regular income. That's nice. But as the magician performing, after a while, at first it's fantastic. You're like, this is the greatest. And when you have a great audience, it makes up for it. But there's days I would go to the theater and be like, oh, I'm going to work. And I don't think performing should ever feel like work. It's what we love to do. But I found that quite a bit where I was like, oh, I got to go and perform this show again. Like, can I just create? And I did halfway through my time at the residency. I changed the show completely. I just went, I just need to do a new show. Tired of this one. So
So there's a day like almost every time when once I'm on the stage, once I started to perform, then I feel like oh, I'm alive. I'm performing, and that's a joyful thing for me. But every time before I go on the stage, I'm like, oh, I want to go home. I don't really.
Well, I think that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize as well is you sacrifice a lot performing, right? Totally. Your social life, if you're performing every day, and I mean, obviously if you're at a bar, it's mostly at night. So you have no nightlife. So, eventually friends stop calling you, and stuff because they know, oh, you're working or whatever, right? And so you miss out on a lot of things that way. So I think people don't realize the sacrifices, there's huge rewards to it, obviously, and it's something that we love to do, but there's also massive sacrifices along the way.
Yeah, and also what you were talking about, Takumi, when you're somebody who's such a perfectionist about everything that you perform, those couple minutes right before you go out to perform can be so nerve-wracking. It's you can be so confident right before, and then it's you just overthink something, and you're like, oh, what if this goes wrong? And then it's just everything. And then it's but then do you feel the moment you start, then you're totally comfortable, the moment you start performing?
So I construct my routine to easy ones to more difficult, little by little, and then towards the end, I have to do more difficult things like, for example, I do laser.
So you're just anxious the whole time.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to go forward anymore. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're stopping the show now because I'm not comfortable to do the rest. The rest of the shit is hard, folks, and I don't feel up to it tonight. Go watch it again.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to bring up a video from when you were on Asia's Got Talent, and this is when you said that you said no. Is there a better performance I should bring up instead?
No.
You went, oh.
Well, yeah. Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Like,
Would you prefer we bring up the Chinese talent show where you did the snap deals to coins?
No, that's not fun.
Oh, okay, so we're doing
I
this
don't want anyone else to see
No.
that again. It was way too hard. I don't want to do
But
it.
what's interesting, so you said that back then, 2019.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow! So when I didn't even realize that Asia's Got Talent was early 2019. So that's when you started performing. Was going on a giant talent show.
Yeah. So at the moment, I wasn't even professional magician. I didn't regularly perform magic. So yeah, I was just amateur being there. Yeah. So
Crazy.
but
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the semi-final one was horrible. I don't even.
So the semi-final one was when you were sick and high
Yeah.
and like couldn't even think.
That's the one that we're going to show right now, right?
That's exactly.
No,
No, I'm just kidding. Did you say Takumi got
Like,
nerve
no,
wrecked at that moment?
please.
We're gonna do the audition one.
Oh gosh, I hate seeing myself.
You hate seeing yourself perform.
Dressed very sharp today. Thank you. This is mafia
Ridiculous.
style. Mafia style. Okay.
Mafia style. Let's go to the performance.
Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, it's only like a couple seconds, anyways.
I'm going to perform sleight of hand magic. Thank you.
I don't know.
I like
it.
Like, please, no, I don't want to watch this.
I like that you introduce it as I'm going to do sleight of hand. You know?
Yeah. So
There are so many people that come up on these talent shows and they go, I am, an illusionist. I'm a supernaturalist. I can make impossible things happen. You're like, I am doing sleight of hand. This is my art.
so that's kind of an excuse for me. I never tell the audiences I'm going to perform something miracle or magic. I always tell them I'm going to demonstrate a technique. It's kind of insurance for when I fail.
He always have that
outfit insurance policy and says, "Is this your card?"
he's just incorporated a plan B before even plan A began.
Yeah.
Card games. So, for example, I'm going to show you switch the card. So
We don't want to make you uncomfortable if you don't
I
like
know.
it, but
No, it's okay.
this card, I can look to. That's two parts.
So silly.
I put this card in the deck. It's somewhere in the deck, right? Now, what I'm going to do is to switch this card very quickly. So 3 of space is on the top. When I deal the card in the table, changes.
this is the hardest sleight of hand that's ever been done on any talent show ever, Takumi.
Yeah.
And you're just casually
Really?
doing it.
No.
Nobody would do this level of difficulty on live TV.
Wow.
Really?
And he's
Wow.
like, "No, I don't want to watch. It's so bad."
To false count. 3 or 2, which one would you like to use? 2. 2, perfect. So let's say if I have only one card.
At this
now
moment, I didn't even know who he was.
So
So
look,
Oh, that guy?
1,
yeah.
2,
Oh, that's so good.
4,
Yeah.
5, 6, 7,
No
8,
way.
9, 10, and look. Wow! I have one card here.
That's the
That
best
was
any good any number ever.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was unbelievable.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. I would like you to tell me any number you like between 1 to 8.
6.
6. Okay, what's going to happen is I'm going to deal the card from the top one by one. At the 6, your card will appear.
My 2 of hearts.
Yes. Would you like to change your mind?
And Gun says no.
No, okay. I'm going to count, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And look, this is 2 of hearts, right? And look,
Wow.
Now look. When I put the card, the rest come out, right? And now look. Two of heart, right? If I put this, I can take out again. Wow. And of course, there's no two of heart in the deck, right?
Of course there's not.
I like how you just acknowledge how crazy you're just like,
Now,
wow.
I'm going to show you the quickest way to find these. four
This is
cards,
amazing.
okay?
This is so
I
good.
put the cards one by one into the deck.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
counting how many cards I put between these twos. So I think I know exactly.
This is one of my I love doing this all
all
the
the
time.
twos.
Yeah.
When you taught me this, I was like, this is one of my favorite things.
Yes, this is one of the easiest.
That's all.
Yeah.
It is so easy. It's so easy.
Yes.
3, and lastly, all the two cards. And of course, there are no two in the deck.
Ah,
And then the rest was their feedback. That was great.
wow. So embarrassing.
But the thing is, so your performance there was about 3 minutes, and you said that you kind of put everything into those 3 minutes. But now you're performing a 20-minute set every night. So do you
yes.
feel like after the? Oh wow,
Yeah.
we really traumatized you guys.
We just ruined him. He's just
We
like,
just ruined the
I'm
whole
done.
episode. Like, why did I come on here? No, that was
Like,
really, really
good
great.
evening and good night.
Also, I mean, you performed there so
Mhm.
confidently, and everything was so elegant and everything. And the fact that you had not even done magic professionally before that is amazing.
Mhm.
That's crazy because
Oh.
there are so many people that are professional magicians that would have had nowhere near as good of a TV appearance as that.
No.
But so you felt like you felt like you had put everything into those like 3 minutes. Did you end up coming up with or learning a lot more material since then to now have your 20-minute set, or is it now you're just performing stuff that you're more comfortable with that you weren't back then?
Yeah. So for that TV show, I'm just showing off my skill in just 3 minutes or so. And but when it comes to live show, and laymen come to see performance, and maybe they haven't seen magic before and so on. And it is such a great responsibility that I have to be the first guy to perform magic trick for them, because it is up to me if they hate magic or love magic. So I really think about it and try to entertain the audiences. So I think magic is not really about magic. So it's all about making the audiences happy and like give them great experiences. It's not about magician, it's about the audiences. So when I perform magic, I try to speak and try to make laugh. And so most of the time I'm in my routine, I speak blah 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 all the time, and I just do quick demonstration with it. Like this is kind of skill that the card sharks use for cheating in poker and that kind of things. And right, if my 20 minutes routine, like my usual show, I think it's near, how do I say, finished, like it's complete as I think. So it doesn't evolve anymore.
And that's probably a good thing, because it might be now that that's kind of complete, you feel like this is set. Now I can, move on to something else, because it seems like you're getting bored of this set.
Yeah. But sometimes I perform something different, like different routine. Then there's always audiences that comes to see my show, watching my TV appearance, and they tell me, "Oh, you didn't perform the card vanish." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it's difficult to change what I'm doing now, like from what I'm doing. So yeah.
I did notice that Tigger T, going back to feeling like anxious before you go on stage, or that feeling like I don't want to go on stage anymore. They ask, how do you control the feeling? Like, how do you get over that going, okay, it's time? Like, is it just, hey, they announced me and I better get my ass on stage? Or is it like, or do you do something backstage to get yourself through that?
Well, usually I just try to, I have colleagues there, like, stage staffs and so on. And I always speak something stupid with them. So
just kind of joking around with the people that work in theater and stuff helps
completely.
a lot.
So I can totally forget where I am right now. And when I realize I'm on stage, so that's how but I hate TV shows.
Do the nerves come every night, like before the performance without fail, or some nights you just walk in there and you're like, I'm gonna kill this, and you just have a great show and you're not worried?
Recently I don't really get so nervous, but when I know there's a magicians coming to see my performance, I feel like, oh no, I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't judge me.
It's always the worst, right? Magicians are the worst viewers of magic.
Totally.
Because they're literally going, like, I used to hate when magicians would come to my show, because you know that they're thinking, I could do that. I could be doing this show, right? And it's like, well, if you could, then you would, so you can't. Like, let's just be honest, right? But that, I think that's everybody's feeling. Anytime a magician is doing a show, it's like, well, I should be doing that show, you know?
Yeah, but then they see Takumi's show and they go, no, I can't.
That's it. That's what I mean. Is like the sleight of hand is so stupid hard, like stupefying. That's the word I said before you came on. I said that was going to be the word of the night. Is like your sleight of hand is stupefying. So they shouldn't be doing that. But I think that's how we feel as well. Like, they are judging everything that we're doing.
Yeah. Every time I do the double, they know it.
They know it. That's so interesting because back then, and I'm pointing to my screen that has the video still up on it. You guys can't see it, but back then when you did the performance in 2019 for Asia's Got Talent, that the majority of people you showed magic to before that were pretty much all magicians, right? Like you would just show it to other magicians in jam. And then that was kind of one of your big, first times really performing for mostly all non-magicians, which is like a huge, transition. And you can tell in that video that you were performing a lot of stuff that is like the most exciting to magicians, like you were doing some of the most difficult, sleights or things that are really exciting and eye-catching to magicians. It also kills for the audience. It seems like they loved it, as well. But it's interesting. Like it feels like you were saying, like, the reaction difference that you get for say the really difficult, like let's say the most difficult thing you did in that set. If you compare it to how big of a reaction you get to that shake change you did a couple minutes ago, like which one is more?
And that's the crappy thing, right? Is like you practice so hard to do something.
Yes.
And what you're doing is incredibly difficult. And then someone else could be right beside you doing an invisible deck and getting crazy reactions as well, right? And there's a level of it not being fair. It's like, well, what I'm doing is incredibly difficult, and what this guy bought took him 15 minutes to learn. But I also think that's the fun part of magic as well, is it's at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we're all really good at these different skill sets. And then it's like, but how are you going to use those skill sets to then entertain the audience, right? So if you're really good at sleight of hand and I'm not, you're going to entertain in a different way than I am. But at the end of the day, they're going to compare both of us and go, which one did I like better? Right. And so I think that's the kind of cool part about it, is like whether you are doing things that are incredibly difficult or you're not, at the end of the day, it's how you connect with the audience. And I think that's what we've said so many times, is it's not it's not the tricks you're doing, it's you, right? How you connect with an audience, because the tricks, it's like, I worked in car sales for 6 months.
I'm going to be right back.
I worked in car sales for 6 months years ago. And they always said to me as a salesman is
Mhm.
people aren't buying the car, they're
Uh-huh.
buying you, right? Because they want an experience with you. And I think with magic, it comes down to the same thing is like you
Yes.
said, I've spent 15 years learning all this really hard sleight of hand. And some of it I've wasted my time. Right? Because you do the shake change and it gets a crazier reaction than maybe something that was incredibly difficult. So yeah, it was fascinating to hear that. Now, I wanted to ask you some questions about your past, about your teacher, who has then said that you have surpassed him, and that you are now the master. it's like a Star Wars thing.
Well, I don't think that I have surpassed him, or and I could never ever be better than him.
Yeah,
but he's just too generous to introduce me to the world.
Yeah. So for you guys that don't know, Takumi, you learned from Leonard Green, who
Yes.
for any of us in Magic would say he is a master with a deck of cards. I've been lucky enough to see him perform a couple times live, which was a crazy experience, but you got to learn from him like day in and day out. So what was that like?
What was that like? It was like, well, at first, when I was 11 years old, I saw Leonard Green on Japanese TV show, and that's how I started Magic. And I thought that my dream would come true if I could just meet him a second, or just see him from far away or anything. But so I went to actually Sweden to see him perform when I was 17 years old, and I went to see him, and he showed me Top Shot, just me and him, and at the moment I couldn't, I slipped my, how do I say it? Like I asked him, how can I be your student? Then he said, no, I don't take students, sorry. And I was so sad and going back to Japan. I was sitting and watching his magic trick, the videos on YouTube. Then I thought, oh, I actually reached him going, I even went to Sweden and saw him. So I can't just give up like this.
Yeah.
So I gotta go meet him again. And so I went to Sweden, just knocked on his door, bam, 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 bam. And hello, it's me. And can I be your student? No. Can I be your student? For like 5 years. Like he's been refusing me many times. And then and I went to Sweden and Japan back and forth all the time. And finally he said, all right, then I'll teach you magic. That's something like that. And but since I was like Leonard Green freak, I could do lots of his techniques already. So what Leonard taught me was not really magic tricks. Like he didn't really teach me like card techniques and so on, but what he taught me was about being a good person, as a magician, not only as a magician, but as a human. He told me that you have to be a good person to be liked, and it is impossible to be liked by everyone in the world. Even Son of God, Jesus Christ, was killed. So at first, before you perform magic, you have to attract people without performing magic, just by speaking and so on. And once you feel like confident in it, then you can start performing magic. That's the kind of thing he taught me. So it was about life, what I was taught from him.
That's awesome.
So it was a really great experience.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah, it was everything in my life. I could die even now. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Wow. And that was amazing that you were so persistent about it, that you knew that you really wanted to learn from him. And even though he said no, I mean, I think that's clearly the reason. Obviously he also saw something in you, but a big reason of him taking you under his wing and having you and mentoring you rather than any of the other people, the hundreds of thousands of people I'm sure that would have wanted to be a student over the decades, you know, is because you weren't going to just give up when he said no that one time, you know. You kept going at it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
Wow.
should we get to know Takumi a little better?
Yes, I think it is time. Takumi, are
Yes,
you
what is
ready? Are you ready?
Yes. I'm
It's that
scared.
time.
What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, it's time for 20 questions. It's time for 20 questions. Yeah, put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Put 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
I don't know if he's ready for that. Takumi, were you ready for that?
What is this? Wait. 20 questions in 2 minutes?
Yeah, that's
20
it.
questions in 2 minutes. All right.
So we're gonna.
Wait. My English is not that great, so I have to really practice.
You've been far more articulate than a lot of our guests.
We've had some guests start with.
Oh, okay. I'll try.
So how it's going to work is we're going to ask you questions back and forth, and we're going to we're going to go for 2 minutes and see how many we can get through. So you don't have to get through all 20, but we're going to see how many we get through.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Are you ready?
I guess.
3,
All right.
2, 1, go.
Dream vacation destination.
Edinburgh in Scotland. Is it Scotland?
Yeah. Yes. What is your biggest pet peeve? What's something you hate?
I'm sorry?
What is something that you really don't like?
Coconut.
Your biggest mistake during a performance.
Oh, biggest mistake. Biggest mistake. I forgot my playing card, deco cards.
Oh, what always makes you laugh?
SpongeBob.
What's your secret talent? Do you have a talent outside of magic?
Oh, secret talent. Secret. That's a secret.
What,
secret
is, there
talent is a
talent- is
secret.
there a talent you have? It's a secret. That's his answer.
That's a secret.
Okay. What's the first time you ever saw a magic trick?
You say what?
First time you ever saw a magic trick?
The first magic trick I ever saw.
Yeah.
What was it? I'm just card maybe.
Which is good. Nice.
Yeah.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Visibility.
Yeah.
Where is your dream performance venue? Where somewhere you really want to perform?
Ooh. Maybe Japanese emperor.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
What's your most cherished memory?
Leonard Green.
That's a great one. And we're on to our last one. We found out your least favorite food. What is your favorite food?
Salmon pasta, maybe.
Pasta. All right.
Salmon pasta.
Now, when you say, now you called it pasta, so I'm thinking, are you talking about like an Italian dish, not like a Japanese salmon?
Yeah, Italian. Yes.
I don't think I've ever had salmon pasta. I've had pasta a lot. I've got salmon in the fridge right now. I might have to make some pasta and salmon.
Get like some salmon on top of it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I might have to try that.
Yeah.
We got some love from Fiji coming in.
Wow. Thank you for joining
Nice.
us.
Thank you for watching from Fiji.
Wow.
That's crazy. What time is it in Fiji right now? That's what I want to know. Comment the time. It's Divya.
Yeah. Should we go through some of our other questions without the time limit?
Yeah, let's just do it.
We got
It'd be great for
through
people.
10 we got through 10, but we've got still 10 more questions. So yeah, if you want to hit up.
Takumi, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, I have so many. I can't just pick one.
SpongeBob.
Well, SpongeBob. Godfather, maybe.
The Godfather.
Oh,
Nice.
I
That's
can
why he
see
was
that.
a gangster with the hat, right? The mob guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes.
Nice.
That's great. And then, if you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy?
Oh, first thing, I would buy a. I really don't know. First thing, maybe Red Bull.
Red Bull.
You already have it. How many Red Bull do you have a day? Is this a personal question?
Yeah. It's like I drink. Oh, that's the thing. I have been drinking only Red Bull. I never drink water actually. So I drink
God.
like 5 or 6 cans of Red Bull every single day for like 3-4 years. So I'm gonna die
Oh
soon.
my god.
Yes. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, this may be the last interview you ever see with Takumi.
Yeah.
He's a hard.
Thank you so much for joining us for your last.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, this
god.
could be last.
Wow.
Yeah, actually.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's insane.
That's
I got addicted.
amazing.
I got addicted to Monster,
concerned.
but
I used to be addicted to Red Bull, and
Yeah.
when I started verging on 3 cans a day, that's when I was like, I need to stop. But
Mm.
you powered on through, and you found a new level.
Yeah.
5 or 6 cans. Because I
Yeah.
remember when I first met you, I think that you had you were saying you had multiple cans of Red Bull on the way to Vegas, and I was like, that's during the car ride?
Yeah. I think the most I ever had, I had to drive 19 hours straight through the night to get to a wedding across like far east of our country. And so I had 8 cans on my way, like Monster and Red Bull and stuff.
Wow.
And I was
Yeah.
shaking. Like
Wow.
I was like this. I went to get McDonald's and I was like, could barely eat McDonald's. And I was like, I just need a Fruitopia. I need something that's juice, that's not carbonated. Like it was so bad, but you're doing that every day.
Yeah.
You should probably get a blood test. Just gonna,
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
gonna throw it out there. That'll pay off.
Yeah, it's gonna come up all energy drink. It's not gonna be any
Yeah.
blood. It's gonna be,
Yeah.
We tested you and it came back all Red Bull.
I like the last comment came in and said, "Why drive, Ryan? You got wings."
No.
That's the reason. Red Bull got sued back in the day because they did that because they'd say Red Bull gives you wings.
Gives you wings.
And someone, I don't know if they jumped off the roof of their house or something like that. I'm not joking. It went to court, and that's why every Red Bull commercial now at the bottom has a disclaimer saying Red Bull doesn't really give you wings. It elevates your senses or something like that.
Oh my god, that's like that Key and Peele skit. Do you remember the one where they had the press conference with the football player, and he's like, I feel so amazing. He's like, you guys can fly. And then he's like, you can all fly if you believe in yourself. And then I was like, no, but just want a disclaimer that you're not saying that they can actually fly, right?
Yeah.
Little kids, ages 8 through 12, get up on your roof. You can fly.
I like Tigger T says, this is now an intervention for Takumi. So, can you please stop drinking that much Red Bull?
Does caffeine affect you really when you drink a Red Bull? Like, do you feel jittery at all? Do you get any?
I'm so used to it. I don't feel any difference anymore.
Okay, my real question is, what happens when you don't have a Red Bull for a whole day?
Yeah, headaches, right?
Yeah, I get headaches a lot. Yeah.
I like they said it now also has multiple eyes in wings, so it's not a word. So they can't sue them and say, "Oh, it gives you wings," because that's not the word. It's wings.
It gives you wings.
They're like, "Well, what is that? What are wings?"
I can't fly with wings.
Wings are what you get from the pop, which gives you nothing. Or the
Yeah, that's so that's so interesting. Yeah. So I mean, that's amazing. Did you discover Red Bull 5-6 years ago? How long in total? Like, when did you have your first one? And then how did it ramp up to 6?
This is definitely intervention now.
Well, the first one was like when I was 10 years old or something.
Oh, okay,
at first I really hated it, but yeah, when I went to high school in California. Yeah. And in America, I had Red Bull, just one, and I got addicted to it. So it's totally America's fault.
It's America's fault.
I
like how you outsource this.
Would you do this for us on All Access Magic? Will you drink a glass of water during the episode?
It's been so long since I drank.
It will be so good for you. It'll literally be an intervention episode.
Like, it'll be literally really good for you.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. I really hate water.
Well, you got to run and get a glass of water. You got to go.
Yeah, okay.
We'll put a video on. You grab a glass of water.
Okay, we'll put a video on.
Okay.
Get something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Takumi is going to drink his first glass of water in 3 years. The last comment. No, it'll get rid of his wings.
Get rid of the wings. Thank you, Hey I'm Soccer Man, for holding up the Twitch chat. Everybody, we are live on YouTube and Twitch. 99% of the viewers are on
Twitch. Yeah, there's a ton
Hey
of
I'm Soccer Man is holding down the entire Twitch chat
There's
by
a ton
themselves
coming
with
on.
gold. Just gold. At first, I thought it said, Hey, I'm Soccer Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Hey, I'm Soccer Man. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
I was born with one kidney, so caffeine is bad for me. One sip of Monster had my heart racing. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sure if you only have one kidney to process things and stuff, that would be really intense.
Yeah, I got addicted to Monster. I was working on a TV show, and we were working 21-hour days. And after that show, I was so addicted to them, I had to stop, like go cold turkey and be like, I can't drink this stuff anymore. And then it happened again.
I was working on a tour, I was working on a visual album before the tour when that happened, when I got addicted to it. What were you saying, sir?
During the start of COVID, I had the same thing. One of my neighbors, her friend, and she actually used to work for Monster. And so the Monster truck pulled up in front of my house, and they gave me a couple cases, like the 2.4s of Monster, and all the new kinds that they were bringing out. And like a week later, my neighbor said, hey, how's the Monster? I said, oh, I'm done them.
Yes, we have real
Look
water.
at that. Wow.
Wow.
I like that he's got the gangster glass for it too. Like that's Monster right there.
Yeah, it's either water or it's some really, really old flat Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is not really water. It's straight vodka, actually. He's like vodka and Red Bull. He's like,
We'll all hydrate together. I'll grab my water.
that is.
I actually don't drink alcohol much.
No.
Hydrated
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't think you could if you drank 5 or 6 Red Bulls a day. If you mix that, you'd be toast. You'd be in trouble. That's awesome. I like the soccer man said, "Well, rest in peace, wings."
It's the wings. All right, cheers, Takumi.
Cheers.
Water. We're hydrated. Cheers. Did he just
He smelled the water. He's like, "Oh, that's refreshing. Maybe I'll change."
I don't like water.
You don't like water?
Now,
It just doesn't have taste.
is that like?
No.
He's got the Red Bull right there. Is that now? Is it room temperature water or is that like cold water?
Yeah, room temperature. Yeah.
So you got to go cold to get the nice.
Yeah.
Get the refreshing side of it.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. So So when do you also like? Are you a fan of any other beverages, or do you just do straight Red Bull when you're at the bar? Do you have any alcoholic beverages you like, or you just are pounding Red Bull the whole time?
Yeah, I don't drink alcohol much, only some occasions, but yeah, I usually only drink Red Bull, and when they don't have Red Bull, I only drink Coke.
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. So something sweet.
yeah.
Got the bubbles. Hey, I'm Soccer Man. I don't know if that's necessarily the message we were trying to get
Yeah.
at. We were trying to help Takumi by having him drink some water. Soccer Man says that they are going to drink a Red Bull every day for you.
Oh, this would be funny
Good
too.
for you.
It's good for you.
You don't advise that.
All we want to know is what would you buy with $1 million? And it's just Red Bull. That's it. Lifetime supply of Red Bull. Actually, someone said that you should try to get sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah.
You should look into that. Do a card trick with some Red Bull. It's worth a shot.
Now, I have a question based on our conversation before, back to the Magic stuff, was do you feel like your relationship with Magic has changed since becoming a performer? In that, do you feel like beforehand when you were learning or thinking about Magic, you were just doing it for you, for what you found interesting or what you liked? And now do you feel like you're thinking about Magic more and what is the audience going to like?
Yeah, I totally changed. So, but before I started to perform Magic for audiences, in a live show, it was more like only for like self-satisfaction. But yeah, and right now, in my position, I gotta perform something that people would like. So yeah, it totally changed. Like, and when it becomes actual job for performing Magic, then lots of times I feel like, oh, I wanna quit Magic. I don't wanna perform anymore. But in my day off, what I do is just take a deck of cards and try to practice, or try to do new stuffs and stuff. So I love Magic, but I hate working.
Or just being a worker. Being a worker. Magicians always talking about being a worker versus being a hobbyist. When you become a worker, that's usually not necessarily the best thing. Because totally. And it's not that it's a bad thing, because it's a beautiful thing when you love something enough that your avocation can become your vocation. That like what you love can become your job. But then it does become a job at some point, and then you're not looking at it just like a hobby. And actually, we had a question earlier in the 20 questions that we never got to, of what is the worst job you ever had?
Worst job. Worst job. Is it other than Magic?
Yeah, that you ever had.
Magic is the worst job I've ever had. I hate it. Why am I here?
And bye. Magic is the worst job. End of the show.
Well, actually, basically, being magician is the pretty much first actual job I've ever had. So, yeah, I don't really have much experience working in other places. Maybe, but yeah. No, I don't really have much experiences working.
Well, you are 100% the opposite of Xavier Mortimer, who we had on a couple weeks ago, who his worst job was shoveling cow poop. Or was it cow poop or horse poop?
I think it was cow,
Yeah. So he was literally outside shoveling a big, huge mound of animal crap. That was his worst job. So, I mean, if you're only doing Magic your whole life, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I might enjoy the, scooping poops.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't tried anything else. He's like, I might really love it.
Yeah.
I hate magic, so that sounds like it might be better.
He goes, magic is the best and the worst job I've ever had.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Totally.
That's awesome.
wow.
Yeah. What's most tough thing is that, sometimes we all feel depressed, or or sad, or it's like, but it doesn't matter if once you go on stage, you can't really show that to the people, So you have to act completely happy, funny guy, and so on.
Mhm.
So that kind of balance in my, mentally, I get really tired doing those, So being a performer is pretty tough thing, I think, for anyone.
Yeah. Should we ask him the toughest question of the 20 questions?
Oh my God.
One that stumps everybody.
Wait, are you talking? Oh wait, are you talking about actually in the 20 questions, or are you
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
purple right now? Because purple would have been so out of left field.
It would be. I'm thinking that's the follow-up question.
That's the follow-up question.
So
But the
Takumi, the
toughest
hardest question for magicians so far
Okay.
has been, what's your favorite sports team?
Sports team. I never ever watch sports.
Yep, that's the
I was
answer
waiting
every
for it to be
magician says.
I
There
was
it
just
is.
waiting for him to be like, yo, the New York Knicks. I love them. And I'm a biggest Knicks fan.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah, no, that would have been really hilarious if he just picked like some very specific American team or whatever. That's so good.
I love
It
the
would've been-
Packers from
What is
Wisconsin.
this?
Well, Green Bay.
Yeah, the Packers from Wisconsin. Yeah. Now, yeah, but that is a really interesting thing you were talking about before, Takumi. The idea of like, as the performer, these people paid to be there, and it's your job to provide the happiness and the joy and the great environment for them, even on the days when you're not feeling that way on the inside, and especially if you're performing every single day, you have to be able to like snap into that character and not let any of that really show through. Or if you do, then it has to be done in, I guess, like a way that doesn't affect the show, I guess, or adds, because I mean, you could certainly do a dark, depressing show that's a theatrical show, but I mean, Ryan and I have talked about that a bunch of times, how that's so much tougher to market if that was your only thing you're doing, to show who you really are and how you feel on the inside.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily have a question there.
Yeah, I was like, but
just a somber mood.
I know.
And
I
then
was like, that just
decided
killed the
to
mood.
set the tone and then just kind of back out and see if Ryan had a way to pull things back up for air.
I was like, did he ask you a question there? I was listening, but not processing at the same time right there. He just, that was a lot of information, but I would agree with Blaze. I'm writing a very emotional show, and so it is very hard to get those emotions out every single night to do something. So it is a lot easier if you're going on stage and having fun. That's awesome. It's easy to do, but it's very hard to impact your audience night in and night out. So I think that's where you went.
And
without
and I
asking
guess and here's the actual question is, like, you were talking about sometimes it's kind of it can be kind of draining. Do you find that a performance in front of an audience gives you a ton of energy and makes you feel really excited afterwards when you get home? Or do you feel like after a performance with the audience, you're like, I'm spent, I need to relax and chill and and rest?
That's the thing. Every time I perform, I get adrenaline, a lot. So I'm much more energized after the show. And when I go home, I can't sleep until the morning. So it's really tough.
And then all he does bust open a Red Bull. Keep that energy going.
Yeah. He can't sleep one night, then wakes up or doesn't go to sleep at all, takes a Red Bull, and then just powers through. This is now like 100. This is 100 days straight of Takumi right now.
You haven't slept in 3 years, and you also drink 5 to 6 Red Bulls a day. So we understand. But, this is a crazy episode.
Yeah. You might have just calculated, like, oh, I can avoid sleep if I just have a Red Bull at every interval. Right? Like, I don't need sleep anymore. It's like the guy that replaced his 8-hour sleep with like 20-minute naps every couple hours and just became the most annoying man in the world. Be like, oh, sorry, I can't talk right now. I got to go take my nap. Fifth nap of the day, man.
Yeah.
Takumi, are you ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Lasagna! What's your favorite genre of lasagna?
Meat.
Lasagna.
Veggie.
Lasagna.
Plain.
Lasagna.
Saucy.
Lasagna. What's your favorite genre of lasagna? What?
Were you ready for that?
Were you ready for that?
What was that? What? Wait. What? Okay.
It's our most important question of the night.
That is the question of the hour, or hour and a half, is Takumi. What is your favorite genre of lasagna?
I haven't really eaten lasagna.
Unacceptable.
Wow.
Absolutely
Unacceptable. You thought you were a fan of the Italian cuisine? With
One
your
of the
salmon
greatest
pasta?
inventions on earth, and you don't have it.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Well, that's lasagna. Then I'm the Pope.
Oh my god.
Lasagna.
Oh. Lasagna.
Yeah.
You have never had lasagna?
Well, when I was to Garfield, he loves it, and I always wanted to try it, but I don't know where to find it in Japan.
That's true. There was one place that's called Osaka in Vegas, and it has sushi lasagna, which I feel like is probably an insult to both lasagna and sushi.
Sushi lasagna, okay.
So,
but I know some people. I think Colin and Chloe, that's like one of their favorite things to eat. So.
Are you going to Magic Live?
Magic Live. Oh, is it happening in?
It's in March, I think.
May.
May?
I
know they changed it.
Next year.
Yeah.
May. Okay. Oh yeah, I would love to if I have a chance.
So Takumi, if you are there, hopefully we're gonna do a live All Access Magic podcast from Vegas.
Oh, that's nice.
If you're there, will you come up to wherever we're doing it and have a piece of lasagna and a glass of water?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And that would set it off. Right?
He'll get to live the dream. He's had 2 dreams in his life. One of them was that he wanted to meet Leonard Green, and he more than exceeded that. And now his second dream of having lasagna from Garfield. He will bring to life.
We will get you Garfield lasagna just for that day.
Yeah. That'd be great.
We'll make sure that you get to have it. That was so fun. Yeah.
Well, I guess we could still ask the follow-up question just to see what kind of person he is, what kind of thinker.
Oh yeah, we have to find out what kind of person you are. So now you know how lasagnas, like for example, like this cube, are layered. You know, it's pasta and sauce and cheese and things and pasta, and it's stacked. If you baked a lasagna, like one from Garfield, right?
Yeah.
And then Ryan,
you baked a second lasagna.
Okay.
And then you place the second lasagna on top of the first lasagna. Do you now have one lasagna or 2?
2
lasagnas.
Still 2.
He might be the first person by himself to do 2.
Wait. Tell me the question again. I didn't.
All right, Blaze, you started off. I like, this is abuse. Stop the mind games.
Wait.
Agarman is awesome.
Tell me the question again.
It's okay. Okay, so let's say that you had, for example,
Yeah.
one lasagna,
Okay.
and then you had a second identical lasagna.
Yeah.
If you were to take those two lasagna and you stack one on top of the other one, are they now one or still two?
Oh. Yeah. If I know, I put it. Do I know that I put it on the top of the lasagna, or do I just get to see the huge lasagna? Am I the one who put it?
Oh my God, we've never had somebody say that. That's one of the smartest.
He took it to another level.
God.
He said,
That was one of the smartest observations.
But I guess the question has always been if I bake a lasagna.
Yeah.
So then you would see it.
You would
So
see
I see it.
You would see it.
You're the one that stacks them.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I see it, then that'll be two.
It would be two.
Interesting. But that's a good way of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't see it, then obviously it's just one lasagna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
mean, that's
This is like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Or like
That might be
you know
the
that-
greatest
that
answer
thing-
for this, though.
Yeah, did you see that? You know that thing how they saw that like particles and electrons moved a different way when they were being observed versus when they weren't, and people were like, "Why is it that they act different when we're watching them?" Yeah,
Because they know we're watching.
lasagna acts different when you're watching it. This is a whole new. We didn't even. This is the creativity.
That's it.
Okay, he said, "Okay, that's it. Mine hurts with lasagna and Red Bull."
That's it. We gotta have some more water in here.
That's really funny. But yeah, so Takumi, what was the most recent like new routine or something that you worked on or that you added into the show?
Oh, it's still a kind of demonstration with a deck of cards, but it's difficult to explain with.
Is there anything that you would be up for showing that you do that? Yeah.
Oh, I need huge setup for that, so I need some time.
Oh, okay.
He's like, okay, I'm ready.
He's like, huge setup in 3, 2.
He's like, okay, I'm good now.
Wait. No, wait. Give me 3 minutes.
Yeah,
3 minutes.
Right? While you are setting it up.
Well, we can tell these guys that are watching right now about the Patreon.
Yes.
If you are not following us on patreon.com/allaccessmagic, you need to get there because we are actually adding things every single week. Myself and Blaze chat about how we can make it even crazier and better for you guys. So for those guys that are watching, if you are a member at the $25 level, you automatically get 20% off of everything in our shop. So for this week, you'd get 20% off Cognito, which is already awesome.
Yeah. So all the people that are already $25 patrons, you're already able to get 20% off instantly on this product. And then if anybody would like to sign up, you can sign up right now on patreon.com/allaccessmagic, which you can see scrolling down there. We'll also
is there merch like hoodies? We are working day in and day out to come up with new merch and stuff. So we will have a bunch of merch.
We've shown some of the merch. We've shown some of the merch on the show already in the past.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming out. And some of it is going to be, especially the Magic After Dark merch, will be an exclusive drop just to the patrons. So
for you guys that
soon,
are watching right now, we used to do a podcast, Magic After Dark. We transitioned to All Access Magic to make it an even bigger, crazier podcast. And so for our patrons, we are bringing out a retro collection from Magic After Dark.
Actually really sick. And
Only
he said on your merch.
And
Lasagna
that's
merch
what
is
it's all about. There's some lasagna merch. There's some actual Magic After Dark merch. And then there will be all access Magic merch. That one will be open after that's all finished. But there will be some that is totally exclusive to our patrons, which will be pretty awesome. So
absolutely. And again, if you go to allaccessmagic.com right now, we have Cognito up, which just came out on our site today, which you can get immediately for a 10% discount off if you order it today, or you can also get the 20% discount on the Patreon. But if you go over to the shop, we still have ABC up for another 24 hours. And this time, now that the product has launched, again, remember last week we were selling it pre-launch, which is what we're planning to be doing for a lot more products coming up as well. Hint, hint. But this product, now that it's launched, we're selling it for 10% less than you can get it anywhere else, because everybody just launched it for pre-sale and they're selling it full price. So if you'd like to get it for the next 24 hours at 10% off, you can check out ABC. And Eclipse, you know what? At the end of the show, I'm going to throw up a 10% off on Eclipse as well. So when you check the site after the show, Eclipse will be 10% off as well.
And like you said, if you're one of our patrons at our $25 level, you automatically get 20% off all those. So it's pretty amazing.
And I love that I'm frozen right here. Yeah.
Blaze
is, so yes, check out
frozen like that. And from there, you can also join us on the Discord. So we do Discord chats and stuff, but you can also join the Discord room for this episode, and you can call in and ask questions live. So
yes, we do have a few people in the Discord right now. So Takumi is about to perform something for us. But if you're interested, I see P. Farrow in the audience on the Discord. If you click raise hand while he's getting everything set up, if you want, you can raise your hand and ask a question to Takumi live. And anybody else that wants to join, if you just go over to 1v1magic.com.
Tigger says, I loved how Spidey was so worried about that discount. Yeah, we talked to him after, and we had worked some stuff out with him beforehand and stuff so that we could get a bunch. But he didn't know that we were doing that, and absolutely loved it afterwards, because it's still technically the release is not until Friday. So on Friday we'll be sending out, we'll be getting all the product and be sending it all out to everybody that bought one. But we still have it up for sale before anybody else did, and now cheaper than anybody else has it up as well. So we are not only the cheapest, but the first place that you can get it. And we're going to be having a ton more releases like
some of the people that ordered on that night have already received and things. So
100%. So it's an opportunity for you guys to help the podcast grow and get better and better and better, and do crazier things. We talked about doing some stretch goals. About creating our own deck. We've got merch coming out soon.
Lasagna merch has already been designed. So
lasagna merch. Did I bring up?
Soccer Man says you're going to get a huge paycheck from your merch store.
Did I bring up the photo of the? Let me do that.
Yeah, I can pull it up for us if you want. Yeah, I've got it right here.
Oh, you've got it? Perfect. Yeah. I was going to say I've got it here somewhere, but if you have it more readily available.
Oh, I got you, Habibi.
Oh, I've got it here. There we go.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, let me do this. There we
My
go.
photos just stopped loading after a certain point. I'm trying to scroll to get earlier.
Here we go. Let me bring this up. Boom. Lasagna mathematics. 1 lasagna plus 1 lasagna equals 1 lasagna. And they may be in different colors and stuff other than this, but I wonder if lasagna is thinking about me too. What's your favorite genre of lasagna? I mean, that's an obvious one. Then we have just lasagna. And sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about lasagna. And then obviously we've got some other ones that we're working on. Those were our original ones from when we decided to start making some stuff. So it's only going to get crazier, folks.
Yeah, only going to get crazier. How are you feeling, Takumi? With
it's all right.
You got everything set?
He's good.
But I just want to see if I can show all the cards. Okay, it works. So okay.
I'm gonna.
Is it okay to perform?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is kind of routine I started to perform recently, and but it's not really new for magicians, I think. But I like to combine some tricks, and like if I have one favorite trick and another favorite tricks, I like to combine them in natural ways. So this is how I like. Well, I'll just show. Okay, so I have deck of cards here. I don't know if you can see it. And I mix the cards just like this. And let's say, so we all magicians, practice with deck of cards, touching them. And so we know the thickness of the 52 cards, right? So sometimes if one card is missing, we all know immediately, we can feel this is thinner than usual or something like that, right? So today, let's try to test. Let's try to take, some cards. How many cards should I say? Okay, so let's take about 10. Okay. I'm going to touch and feel and take about 10. So I think it's too much. Maybe. Yeah, I think this is about 10. And I go like, so please, you try. Take about 10, please. And then they take about 10. Okay, perfect. And then, yeah, so here's about 10, I think. Okay, so, Okay, next person, please take about 10. Take about 10, and they take about 10, just like this. Okay, so I say, so if there's really 10, 10, 10, and 30 cards here, so there should be 22 cards left, since the whole deck is 52 cards, right? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Wait, it didn't work that way, But this seems like, it's a failure. It's a mistake. But what did I tell you? I said, take about 10, right? If we really took about 10, then there should be 10s on the top of the piles, right?
Nice.
And we found 10s. And this is a classic trick. And then I go like, so let's try. Oh wait, what happened? Okay, gosh, this is. Oh, it's been long since I performed this, so I'm gonna redo again, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, how did I miss this?
See, the problem is we gave you too much setup time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You set up and then reshuffled, and
He was listening.
Yeah.
He was going, I want a lasagna t-shirt. That's my new
because I really want that lasagna bird.
Yeah. So if this happens on the stage, I will just run away. Okay.
That's good advice.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's try.
You can also, if anything happens, you can just snap deal a couple of them down, and we'll freak out.
And everybody will be like, what?
You just be like, it's okay. We'll be like, what?
Yeah. So,
I like how the stuff that you're showing us so far isn't the like crazy sleight of hand things. Okay.
Wait, this shouldn't be right. Okay, so
I also did ask specifically, hey, what's something that you've only recently like been working on, or like something new? So it's like, so people in the comment like Tigger and stuff, yeah, like this is something that he's like very recently working on, or is like something added to the show. You can do whatever you want, though.
Yeah. Wait, I really wanna.
How much our shirt's going to be? I mean, for our patrons, we even talked about doing it where if you signed up after 3 months, we would just send you a piece of merch. So a t-shirt or hat or something like that. So, but they will be available soon. So we'll try to keep them pretty reasonably priced for if you're not a patron.
If you look at merch.1v1magic.com, if you're interested in getting the shirts that have the Magic Discord logo on them for some reason, then if you go there, then like probably around that price range, because we're trying to,
Okay.
Takumi.
Okay. So I'll try to do real quick. Same thing. Okay. I bang. False cut, false shuffle, whatever you like. you all know. And then let's say I take about 10. Okay, and take about 10, something like that, and take about 10, bang, bang, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and like that, and then bang, I make the 10s appear. Yes. Okay, so after that, I'll go this way. Okay. So, and then I say that, oh, I'm sorry, I tricked you in a way because you all thought about, I take about 10 cards, right? So let's use these 10 cards. No, not 10 cards, 10s, four 10s. So I put this one right here. Okay, we will use later. Okay, so now I'm going to mix the cards and I'm going to show you real skill. Okay, pam, just like that. Okay, and then I say I'm going to cut the cards in 9 piles, and this is from originally this is from Henry Evans, but this is Danny Daurete's variation. So I go like so. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and I make 9 piles. And then I act like I'm so exhausted, I'm super tired. Okay. And then I say, but you don't think this is great, right? But I did something really amazing because the first pile here is only 1 card. Second is 1, 2, third is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and lastly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes.
Nice.
And also I arranged the cards this way. So the first pile, if you see, that's Ace of Spades. Second, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Ace to 9. But there's Ace to King in Spades, right? So there's 4 cards missing. So I use these 10s. Now here's 10, Jack, Queen, King.
Nice.
Nice.
Something like that. So I like to combine different tricks and make it into one trick. This is the kind. Yeah, I just wanted to show this part only. This is just only one part of the routine, but I like to.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I don't like the you perform one trick and then okay, let's go next. Okay, let's go different. I don't wanna make it look like different tricks. I just I wanna make it into like same, like one routine in 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
This is just kind of the idea of what I'm doing, but it's not really new.
Fantastic. Yeah,
really
something
cool.
like that.
It's great. Yeah, and it's cool because you're setting it up so much as a skill demonstration throughout it. And then the last moment where they feel like they see those 10s morph into the last 4 cards, that's like pure magic, you know, at that moment to them. So it's like it elevates and keeps going, you know, so that's really cool.
But usually I just perform really silly things, like I'm going to find 4 aces, there's no aces on top, so aces should be somewhere in the deck, not on the bottom, somewhere. But now if I mix the cards this silly way, mumbo jumbo way, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 aces on top.
What?
And what do I do? Okay, I don't know if I can do this with this new deck. I'll try. Okay, let's try. I gotta do something difficult. 4 aces on the top. Okay. Okay, this deck isn't working because this is newly.
I was waiting for this the spin change. He's gonna be like aces. No, 10s.
Oh, maybe this deck is too old, but let's try.
We need a Goldilocks deck right in the middle.
Well, hey, I'm Soccer Man. Has to take off. He's got to go to school tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining. You've been absolutely awesome. Keeping the Twitch alive. And maybe you'll be able to get a T-shirt or a hoodie with mine and Blaze's face on it. Maybe.
We'll try. We'll see
what we can do.
All right, peace. Thank you for viewing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try. Okay, 4 aces on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 aces on the top, just like that. Or maybe flashed. 1, 2, 3, 4 aces go into the deck. And then if I just cut this way, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also have a way to shoot these cards up from the bottom, but I don't know if this works now.
Oh, this is crazy.
Okay, maybe. I gotta try this way. Okay. Then no. Okay,
Oh, you just said it in reverse there.
Okay, and then if I do this, let's see. Okay, this doesn't work now. I'll show you.
That stuff is insanely hard. I tried to do. Okay, so a few years ago, I did a. Oh, that was okay. It's like once I pull away from you, then I'm like, oh, should I put it back? But a few years ago, I did like a Thanksgiving trilogy video. It was kind of sappy, but it was like just me, 3 videos, and it was like different people I was thankful for and stuff. And I did like this long phase routine, and in it, I think it was because I had hung out with you like recently before that, and so I was really into practicing a ton of your stuff, and I was trying to do that deck flip pass and everything, and it was so many takes. I failed so many times trying to get a good take. And eventually, in the take that we actually used, I think it was one of these, because I know I definitely didn't get that great of a take of it. I either went down near the edge of the table and did the deck flip and then came back up, or we put text up on the screen that said part 3 really big right when I did the deck flip. But that is insanely hard. It is like crazy.
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just well, this one if I use just any old deck, it's really easy to perform. So let's say I use a King of Clouds just like that, and then okay, I'll try this way. King of Clubs goes into the deck just like that, and then mix the cards, mix. now. And then just once do this, it comes to the top.
Nice.
But this is, it's just another rubbish.
That's pretty sick.
He just called it rubbish.
Yeah.
It's called like
That's
a super creative way to do a pat. What did I just do?
I was like, we were playing musical chairs there for a second.
That was a fun trip. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Like Fiddlin' Johnny
and then-
says, "Oh, that was wicked good."
Yeah.
No.
So like that is just annoying. That is wicked good, insanely good, awesome. And
Yeah,
like it's and then and then Tom Elderfield will put out Air Ambitious or whatever, and then just be like, oh yeah, he just do it with a gimmick.
Comes up to the top, no problem.
It just does it, and then Takumi's like, that was years.
Yeah, I took 15 years, and this guy made a card gimmick that does it.
I love just the casual snap
Something
changes.
like that. Yeah.
When you did that in the trailer with a whole suit of cards, I was like, were his hands throbbing in pain after that? Like,
yeah, my hand totally died for it.
oh, for that trailer? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, it's
Tigger said he thinks it's really cool. He can't believe he calls it rubbish.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rubbish. Something that almost no one else in the world can do.
Yeah. Someone's asking if you can do a Leonard Green routine. If you'd like to, you can. No pressure at all.
Yeah. I can totally do those stuff, but okay.
It's like, easy, no problem. That's not rubbish. I could do that.
So, but I don't do the exact same way. So let's say let's use Ace of Spades, so we know the card. So I put the cards, I put Ace of Spades in the deck, and it's about the middle, right? And then I ask, do you know where the aces are? And I can just make it appear this way. And after that, what did I do? Okay, I'll skip that. Okay, and then the most of the things I do in the show, secret move or any effect, I only do the snap deal and top shots usually, just like that. And then after that, so tell me to stop anytime you like. Okay, remember this card? Oh, that's a nice card. Okay. It doesn't matter if I see it. Okay, so I put the cards in the deck. It's somewhere in the deck, right?
Yeah.
And then I use this Ace of Spades. Then it's in the deck. It's on the top, just like that. This card, if I put the cards on the table, you see, changes to the Ace of Diamonds and appears. Yeah, Ace of Spades appears in the deck. So maybe this was too quick, so I'll do something more slower. So this card I use. This is just optical illusion, so it's not magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
so good.
6.
It looks so crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's one card, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no Ace of Spades here. Yeah, this is just the optical illusion. It's not magic. So I'll show you. And I say,
so good.
And then I go like, so let's show you some skills that card cheaters use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And then add in the Ace of Spades. There's 8 cards in here, and I mix the cards just like so. 1, 1, 1, 1. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. So tell me any number between 1 and 8.
5.
5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th, there's no Ace of Spades yet. No? And then if I just put this back on the 5th, if I start to count cards from the top, I'm going to deal ace of spades from the 5th. Okay, I'll try. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there is ace of spades, right? And I can take the other card just so.
It's great. It's just so flawless.
Look out. Wow.
So
Something
good.
like that.
It's so
Let's give him some actual. That's
So,
really good.
but this is I
So good and tasty.
That's what that was.
That was.
so there's any maybe magicians are not really confident sometimes to perform this laser deal when the cards disappear and so on. But I never actually tell in my routine the cards are going to disappear. So what I say is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. And then what I say is just I'm going to demonstrate the technique that card sharks use for cheating in poker and so on. And then this is kind of any number effect. So if they say 6, I show the 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then your ace of spade will appear when I deal at the 7th. And at this moment, what they imagine is I start to deal the card like this, and on the 7th, your ace of spades appear. But and then so that I'm surrounded always when I perform this. So
That's
obviously,
crazy.
yeah,
That's so cool because nobody would have the confidence to do this. Like, I remember when I did a video of the Snapdeal color change to some like clear cards, and I was like super strategic about the angle just for a video. Like the idea of doing that kind of stuff surrounded is so scary.
Yeah. So it's kind of a, how do I say, dual reality or something, because from this side I'm left-handed, so from the left side they can see the cards, so it looks like it's disappearing, and from the front they also don't see the card, but from the right side they obviously see the card. So what happens now here is that if I tell the audiences the cards are going to disappear, as soon as it flashes even just a little bit, it's fair for them. Yeah. So I never tell them the cards are going to disappear. And I say, I'm going to demonstrate the cards cheating. I'm going to deal your card from your number, the number you picked. So what they imagine is I just deal the cards and they appear from the number. And then when I did the snap deal, the audiences don't really understand the situation. The card. They hear the sound, but they don't see the card. And at this moment, there's 2 different scenarios in their head. Either cards are disappearing, or this is a technique that he hides the card in his hand.
Yeah.
And either way is okay for me. And to the right side person, it's obviously just a technique. I'm just hiding the card. So before I start to deal the card, I look at the right person, the person in the right side, and say, you will see the right moment I deal the card on the 7th. And then I start to deal. Bam, 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 bam. And right. And this moment, the funny thing is that the people who think the cards are disappearing also see the people who are sitting in the right side.
Yeah.
And they also believe, they can see it. It's actually disappearing. So I'm not doing anything. It's just happening in their mind.
Yeah.
So you're basically doing dual reality in visual magic.
Yeah. Yes. So
which is really cool.
Yeah. So when I before I started to perform, or like maybe early time I started to perform, I was just showing the cards as disappearing, vanishing card, I
Yeah.
was all the time stressed. This person sees.
Yeah.
Yeah. But since I made this kind of theory or like this kind of showcase, then I can perform this without any stress. Yeah. So. Well,
It
it's
makes
good
it more
for me.
surprising too. I think it's probably a more cool and strong effect for the spectator too,
yeah.
because they're so
Yeah.
caught off guard when it vanishes instead of expecting anything.
Mhm.
So it makes you more comfortable, and it's better for them. It's like all around a smart way to do it.
And Leonard always, make the card disappear, bam, 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 bam. And he usually laps the card, and he sometimes don't. But as soon as the last card disappear, what they see is this hand. I don't like to lap the card usually because they go all over the floor. Usually. Yeah. But so I didn't like this moment. I feel super awkward. So I started to leave one card on the table like this. So because as soon as I put the last card like this, they look at this card.
Yeah.
And I can show this card. And usually they applaud just by showing this. And in the moment I can cover this, palming hand like this and then transfer.
Yeah. Well, that makes the transfer so much more justified and covered. Like not like if you're here and then you're just to like go all the way through and then just be like, all right, like it's so much more awkward to transfer it into your other hand without that last card there. Having that there makes so much more sense, so you can like draw attention. Yeah, that's all. It's like really cool, like how well thought out the routines are and how you've strung them together.
It's just to protect my mind. I don't know what it looks like as a spectator. But I'm just trying to.
Yeah, and it's funny. There was a video that was one of the first ones that I ever saw of you. I'm gonna see if I can find this right now.
Okay.
Well, actually, it was one of the things that made me want to learn the material like from you was, and I think that I showed you this video actually when I first met you, was the chocolate video where the invisible table chocolate.
That's super silly.
It was such a silly video, but when you did that, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool that he's doing this without even a table. And then I was like, oh wow, I really want to learn to do this like that. I think I found it. Here it is. Okay. This is gonna be a funny video.
Yeah.
This is like so. This is a quick one, and then we're probably gonna have to wrap up a little bit soon. It's been quite a while already. But can you see the video?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna make a table. You see?
I'm gonna make a table.
You don't see it. It's invisible table. Now, as a deal down these cards, table.
So silly. Oh my gosh.
Which is so interesting because now you do it differently.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. But when I saw that video, I was like, that's so cool that like the table has nothing to do with it. Because I think I had never seen it done off the table before, dude. But seeing it just done midair is so much cooler. Like obviously you wouldn't do that in a presentation, but just realizing that the sound doesn't come from the table blew my mind.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So amazing. You're just mind-blowingly skilled, and it's been a pleasure being able to talk to you because you're so humble about your abilities. But
and we also know that in Japan right now it is not. It's what 2:00 in the afternoon now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's not after dark.
You jumped on during your day to come on and chat with us, which has been super, super awesome.
Oh no! Thank you very much.
And so, I mean, you just blew all of our minds for the last 20 minutes. So, and like you said, super humble about everything. Like he's doing things that no one else can do and saying, that's rubbish. That's garbage. he showed his China's Got Talent thing and it was unbelievable. And he's like, oh, I'm embarrassed by this. This is terrible. Every other magician on earth would be like, yo, check out this video. I'm a badass. So,
but I think that's also a testament to why you're so great is because even like the things that you just showed us 5 minutes ago, you were talking about the little changes that you've made, these little subtle details and changes that you've made over time and how important they are to you. And when you looked back at an old video, you were like, oh, here are the things. And you probably only see the things that you've changed from that. But like that still was incredible back then, you know. And I guess that's the thing that sucks about being as someone as great as you is you're never going to be satisfied with it. But like, yeah. But it's been really, really incredible to be able to pick your mind and learn more
Thank
about
you very
it.
much.
and hopefully we'll see you at Magic Live with a real lasagna.
Yes,
Your
definitely.
first ever lasagna. And you will be so hydrated that Magic Live.
Yeah. We're going to have water for you, a lot of it, and then a Red Bull to finish down the lasagna. How's that?
Yes, amazing.
So I think, Ryan, I didn't run this by you at all, but are we able to give away a Cognito maybe to somebody in the...
I think we probably could. I don't see that being an issue.
Probably could.
Yeah.
If not a Cognito, definitely a downloadable or streaming product.
Do we also want to talk about this? This is something that we didn't talk about for our viewers watching, is the timeline stuff.
Yes. All right. So a quick update to everyone. So we are working on having all of our episodes completely timelined out. I'm going to work on timelining some of them myself, just so that you guys have some examples of what we're looking for. But if any of you, we have so many viewers in here that watch the entire show. If you're interested in becoming a timeliner for us, then every week, if you do the timeline for the video, then we will send you a giveaway product. You know, and so we can really make this something where we really appreciate you guys that are here that watch us the whole time, and we want to continue to make the experience better for viewers. And we know that having the episode timelined out so people can choose around the different sections and listen when they want to just hear the guest or they want to see the reviews, they can skip around the episode. We know that would make it so much easier for them and just a better viewing experience. So if you're a viewer who already watches the show every week, then
but once we have a timeline as well, we're starting to make shorts of each of the episodes as well. So we'll have different segments and funny clips from each episode. But for us to do it, we have to watch back the episode, another 3 hours or longer, sometimes, 6 or 8 hours of watching the video over and over to pick things out. So if we do get a timeline, we'll be able to put up more content quicker. So you'll be able to watch little snippets from each episode.
We are happy to do all of the work with editing these and getting these clips up for you guys. But if you could help us out with doing some timelining, if you're our patron, then you can send us the timeline over the Patreon direct message. And then once we get that verified from you, whoever sends it to us first each week, we'll send you one of the giveaway products. This week, I'll send you this ABC in my hand right now.
Boom.
So,
ABC for doing the timeline. That is.
You send me it over Patreon. Send me a timeline for the whole episode. I'll ask you your address. I'll send you an ABC. You'll get it priority mail. So I think we should just If you're interested in checking out patreon.com/allaccessmagic, you can join us, and we really appreciate all of your support at allaccessmagic.com if you want to get a Cognito. So. Thank you again so much, Takumi, for joining us. This has been such a fun episode. This was a blast, and thank you for doing all of your performance. Like that was really, really incredible.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you guys later. If you're part of the Patreon, we will see you on the weekly. Have a good one, guys.
Yes.
See you guys.